Hello and welcome to the Money Marketing Podcast. I'm Kimberly Dondo, Digital Content Manager. And in this week's Weekend Essay Podcast, we have acting editor Michael Klimes with his weekend essay on the cliff edge of advice. Take it away, Mike.
One of the programs on TV when I visited my grandparents was Dad's Army. The show had many strengths. The most outstanding was its memorable characters and catchphrases. My favourite personalities were the dour Scottish undertaker, Private James Fraser, who said, "We're doomed," and Lance Corporal Jones, who uttered, "Don't panic." There are few situations where advisors are truly doomed or need to panic. Yet I have come across some thought-provoking research. I have not been able to get it out of my mind for several weeks. A recent report by Technical Connection for St. James's Place on the future of financial planning reinforces a stereotype about advisors. They are only interested in clients who have accumulated a large degree of wealth so they can acquire assets under management easily. This translates into a tendency to serve clients who are old, have their mortgage paid off, and defined benefit pensions. According to Technical Connection, the sweet spot is clients who are older and have more wealth and income than younger ones. That is borne out by research, as almost 2/3 of advisors are actively prospecting clients in the 51 to 65 age bracket. The 66 to 75 age group is the next most popular cohort, as they are targeted by 56% of advisors, contrasted with under 35s who are sought after by just 25% of advisors. Just 1/3 of IFAs are even considering prospecting this group, and 21% are not currently targeting any new clients at all. The report also pointed out it is vital that advisors understand the importance of a social media presence, as the younger generation use it to research their subjects. To be blunt, it seems advisors are simply going for the low-hanging fruit. Grab as many assets under management as you can to charge succulent fees. While I understand the temptation of advisors to behave like this, they have a problem. The latest Office for National Statistics figures on pensions show that for the first time, people were more likely to only pay into a defined contribution pension than a DB pension. There is also a huge inequality in pension saving, as those who are self-employed, have a long-standing illness or disability, or from minority ethnic groups, have lower pension wealth. Then, there is the staggering statistic that 1/10 of the population hold more private pension wealth than the rest collectively. There must surely be a tipping point when advisors will have to start focusing on the savings of the less affluent. Two of the authors of the Technical Connection research, Tony and Phil Wickenden, believe advisors will only start to change tack when their bottom line is affected. They point out many advisors will look to exit the profession over the next 10 to 15 years, and that happens to coincide with the shift from DB to DC pensions wealth. It could be the pressure that arises from these economic forces will make the next wave of advisors change focus. What they can charge and their overall business model could undergo a remake too. I decided to ask whether advisors are doing enough to win younger clients in our weekly poll. 35% said the answer was mixed, and 33% responded advisors are too focused on easy money. Only 4% believe that advisors are targeting others, apart from wealthy baby boomers. These figures seem to support the impression I get from the Technical Connection report. Yet what was most interesting were the online comments in the original poll post that articulate the nuances of the issue. 3 of them are worth quoting in full, as they have compelling arguments. Julian Stevens said, "With all the hoops and hurdles that now have to be jumped through and over, acquiring assets under advice isn't easy money, no matter what age the clients are. The reality is that very few young clients have lump sums to invest, and the remuneration from any sort of monthly contribution plan, such as an ISA or a pension, is nowhere near sufficient to cover the cost of all the time and work involved in getting them on the books. Clients of all ages, though particularly younger ones, who haven't any understanding or appreciation of this and who are prepared to pay a fee, are very few and far between. Taking the long view and writing business on a loss leader is all very well. But in my experience, younger clients are notoriously unreliable when it comes to maintaining regular contributions, even to important protection plans, particularly with the current pressures on household incomes. As a result, precious few advisors are inclined to focus on that age group, and who can blame them? They're commercial enterprises with all manner of overheads, not charities. I agree, advisors are certainly not charities, and I'm curious to find out if others find young clients unreliable as well. In response, Paul Howarth pointed out most advisors have some mix of clients at different stages of wealth accumulation. He added, "The economics of the advice business means this realistically will be with a much heavier leaning to those who have sufficient money for your advice to provide a meaningful difference to the income and are able to afford the cost of advice delivery, which unfortunately will of course mean concentrating on older clients. The reasons for younger clients having problems accessing advice is entirely down to the way the government has driven the structure of the industry and was foreseen but not addressed pre-RDR. Mark Coomber agreed and argued RDR and the ban on commission for regular premium investments and pensions killed off much of the appetite to take on lower value accumulation clients. He then said, to paraphrase Linda Evangelista, "I wouldn't get out of bed for less than 300k AUM." That final remark is revealing. Many people have to get out of bed for a lot less, and that is what advisors need to be challenged on. Many are well paid due to their hard work, but also due to favourable circumstances that are changing. Sooner or later, those new circumstances will catch up with them.
Thanks, Mike, for another great weekend essay. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please do keep up to date with all our new releases via Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcasts from. You can also keep up to date with all our new content published on the Money Marketing website, as well as our print edition, the Money Marketing magazine, so make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next time.